Hi, Louise Bailey here from Cutenik Studio, and today I'm doing a walkthrough of a journal I recently completed. As you can see, it's in neutral tones because the last journal I did a video of that I made was bright orange, lovely, bright orange, and I wanted to clear my palette in my head before I tackle another color. So this is how I do that, is I just do something a bit on the neutral side. It's very calming to work on. And then I'm going to tackle, the next color is going to be indigo. Now what's really neat about this one is the closure. You know, usually I use ties, ribbons and stuff. And this is really neat. It's a vintage bracelet that I had. I get a lot of broken costume jewelry from thrift stores and estate sales and whatnot. And I use these little fishing clips, or I'm not sure what they officially are called. Officially called. I didn't mean to make that pun. But they're really neat because all you do is you just unclip it and then just pulls open like that. So that's that. Now this cover is a, well, it's a cereal box underneath, and it's a vintage placemat. I have two of them, or had two of them. I now have one left. I use this one. And then I added this fringe down here. I just think that's really nice. So let's tuck inside, see what we got. Whimsical. This here was my children, or they're grown young adults now, they had these plush blankets at Christmas. They each got one. It gets cold here, so having a lovely plush blanket is nice. And this was wrapped around it with some Velcro. So I cut the pieces off away from the Velcro, and on each side I made a belly band. It's called a belly band. And made it into the belly band. I just think it really looks nice with it. And it's just reusing stuff. And I love this whimsical Harlequin diamond. You'll hear me say that quite often. Is my favorite pattern. I just love it. And it does give it almost like a little Alice in Wonderland look. Especially with this rabbit here. But got a little vintage looking, this is a card, a Hallmark card. So you can write on that. And this handmade neat paper. And you could of course tuck your own things in here. And little key charm. This was some muslin fabric, and I scrunched it up and glued it, and then I put another little key here. Put some lace. These are some things people had gifted me, so I am using them. So it's a little, like a washi tape. This was off of a pillowcase, the edge of a pillowcase. And then I made that out of just a plain white key fob tag. And then I made it into a little pocket, so you have some paper here that you can use to journal on. You can put a lot more in there. That's just one sheet. But to get you started, whoever has this, journal winds up with this journal. This is a little charm. It says joy, dangles down. And then I made this pocket out of some paper that I then stamped and then sewed on this German paper. It comes out actually. So a little dangle on there says joy. And then there's some paper to journal on. And I use the heart because it does, just reminds me, that rabbit and the Harlequin diamond pattern reminds me of Alice in Wonderland. So I had little snippets throughout that has a bit of an Alice theme. I might add to it, keep, you know, just kind of subtle Alice theme instead of over the top. So you can use your imagination. And then you can journal here. And this was a pretty piece of fabric. Can't remember where it came from, but this is a umbrella charm that just dangles down. And then underneath here, you can journal here. It says moments, and I just kind of added a little bit of flair. And here's a belly band made out of some burlap ribbon. And then I have this real pretty napkin decoupage. It says enjoy, some of that linen there. And this is an envelope, a bit of a whimsical one. It says enjoy every moment. And you can journal on the back of that. And you can add your own little whatnots in here. Place to tuck memories in. And then here I just decorated so you can journal on this. A little sparkle on that flower, and I did this little collage here with some washi tape and stickers and bits and pieces, so you got plenty of space to journal. This was a piece of wallpaper, and I just glued it in there like that. Count your blessings. And that's just a bit of a fun vintage piece, and this is some pretty papers. So you got nice little hidden surprises everywhere, and lots of pockets that you can tuck your own things into or use what I've tucked in there. Lots of laces, neutral colors. This is a double pocket, so in here are some papers, and I punched that edge there, and then I glued that trim there, so they kind of match actually. And I cut them just so that they'll nest into each other like that. They almost look like one piece. And then here is a pretty spectacular piece. And I did the key and the clock because that's, and then here it says Wonder. Because that's kind of like the Alice in Wonderland. Little red for the painting. The rose is red, and it says a time of wonders. So just subtle hints of Alice, and this is like a little, and right on the back of that, be a dreamer. And then some paper so you can journal. Lots of spots to journal, journaling spots, tuck spots I think is what they call it, or tucks in the tuck spot. So here's another piece. And you can journal on the back of that. All kinds of hidden little places. It's like going on a little adventure like Alice did. Here's some more of the linen. I stamped over it with some spots and then glued that moth up there. And there's a postcard, a vintage postcard that you can use. And then it's got the Harlequin diamond and some red roses, which reminds me of the Alice theme. And I think it just dresses it up nicely. It kind of gives it a bit of a French look, which goes with the blue spelled like that. This came off a book. It literally was just a piece of book the book was so tattered. And the spine part literally it peeled off of it. So I thought that would make a nice little pocket with the key. And a bit of papers together, so you got something to journal on there. You can tuck in. This says dream up something wonderful, and a little wine cork piece of paper, but you can journal on that as well, right here. And inside, and there's some more of the red rose with some music notes. There's a postcard and then a notepad. Just cute little whatnots. Journaling spot. There's another little rabbit clock, and I did that because you know, in Alice in Wonderland the rabbit's always looking at his pocket watch and saying don't be late, don't be late, so that just kind of poetically reminded me of that. And I love that paper. It looks like it's just paper, but it looks like the tattered ribbons. And this is, my fingers are fiddly, but it's like a little book that you can journal in. It's really sweet. It's like a sweet journal. And then journal here. And then I made this pocket out of some vintage sari trim that I get. And then this paper had these pearls on it. And I punched the edges, made it pretty. And then this bit of vintage looking paper, but you can write on the back of that. And then this is one signature. This is the second signature here. It's in a no-sew style, so you can slip papers in and take them out. And then here's a pocket with another little journal booklet with a few pages that you can journal in. I'll put that little sticker on. I love that. This matched that rabbit paper, and I put here, she tried to remember, because, you know, when you're writing in journals, you're writing your memories down, and then just reminded me of Alice, who was trying to remember all that, the lessons that her teacher was teaching her. And I used this bit of, it was very tattered old book paper. I put it together with some washi, and then I covered the inside so you could journal in it. I just love that. So instead of it winding up in a landfill, it's a lovely journal. And I stamped over that paper, and I made that actually look all vintage. Like that. And then here is another bit of journaling paper. So that's a pocket. Journaling, and I love how it just dresses it up some. These I make quite a few of these. I'll have to do a tutorial on those, and it pulls out like that, and you can journal there, but it's filled with lots of little treasures, loads of little, so you can journal on that. And then I have lots of positive affirmative words: be happy, laugh, fondness, dream, always be kind, hope, wax seal. Another little place to journal. Little tuck spots, little charm, cute little charm. And then here you can journal on that little mini postcard. And a little library pocket. It's always fun. So, yeah. Oh, and there's another little journal that, turn it into a tag, dress it up if you want, and it just dresses up that side as well. This is real fun. So I made a waterfall pocket. It says, before you say goodnight. I dressed it up quite a bit. That's a label from some wine that I enjoyed, the Seeker, and you can write on the back of that. And then here I use the hearts because in Alice, you know, the Queen of Hearts. So, and then some little, I think those are just Tim Holtz tickets, but they were in my stash. People give them to me, and years ago when I first started junk journaling, I felt like I had to buy stuff, but I don't do that anymore. I just use what I have, found stuff. I love all the kits. They're cute. Don't get me wrong, the printables, the digitals, but I wanted to just look like my own stuff. All right, this is clipped in here with that. And that hangs over the side with the spine dangle. I cut these out so it's like little tabs. And there's the red hearts. This was a vintage card I got from estate sales. They practically give them away. But I take the insides out that's been written in, and I love it because it looks like vintage lace. And I made this little pocket, and then I made this postcard. You can actually use it like a real postcard. And that was in just some magazines and napkin and bits and bobs that I used. But then you can turn this into a little mini journal. And it's no-sew, so you can add papers and take papers out if you want. And this comes out. You can write your little tales. It's really sweet. And then, of course, you can journal here. See, that was like a Hallmark card. And then it just clips in there. And I just put those over the side like that. This beautiful piece of lace. Journal there. And then this was a card, so I put it in there like a little mini page. But it's a pocket. So in there, you could journal on that. That's from an old shirt. Oh no, it was a dress. A friend of mine gave me this dress. I forgot what I did here. Oh, here we go. Look. See, it's even like a fun little journey for me to go through. So, lots of little hidden spots in there you can journal. There might even be more in here that I'm missing. So this will be fun for someone to get. This bit of lace that came from a shirt. And then I made these journaling cards. That was from a J. Peterson magazine. And so you can journal on the backs. And then this was some napkin that's just real pretty. I just love this page. I just love all those colors, and I love this lace with it. And I put a little bit of sparkle here. Some lace there. That's one of my favorites. Journaling. And then here, this cute little, it just unties. You open it up. It helps if I untie the whole thing. It's just a little bow, but it opens up. Like that. That's a tea box, yogi tea. And then in here I have this little mini bit that you can journal in, but you can add lots to it. And then it just pulls. And then you just tie a little bow. You know, I'm going to tie it later because trying to do it while I'm on the camera, I'll fiddle with it. So I'll tie that back. And that's some more of that paper that I had. And more of the roses or peonies. I'm not sure what those are actually. Celebrate Life. Little butterfly. Whimsical. With some paper. Let's see. Oh no, that's part of the pocket. My apologies. So, this is actually a pocket and you can tuck things in there. I did put a piece of paper here that you can write on. It's pretty big. But you can tuck your own things in there and you can dress that paper up. And right here, this is a little paper clip, hidden paper clip. Well, not hidden, it's just dressed up. It's just a gussied up paper clip. And then here's a little bit of a journaling. Some music paper and a sticker. This was an envelope, so this would have been, and kind of, this is the envelope was like this, and that's the envelope piece, but I turned it into like a little pocketbook, so to speak, but you can journal on that. Dream. And then this somebody had given me, it was already like a, I guess, laser cut card. It was already made like that. I didn't do that, but I thought it was just perfect for that because it gives it some nice texture and pattern to it. And then behind it is another card. This was like a box of greeting cards I had for years and years and years. I just put a little piece of paper in there that you can use it. But there's even more because this opens up and you can journal on that too. So loads of journaling spots, you know. Doing journaling doesn't have to just be linear pieces of white paper. And this comes off, so you can use it as a bookmark. And it's just real sweet. And they're fun to make. I mean, I could just sit there and see it's got the paper clip on the back. I can make tons of these. I could spend all day making paper clips. I think I might do that actually. Got some in my shop that I'm about to open. Journaling, and journaling. And the reason you have a lot of journaling pages in the back is because it was getting to be a bit thick, and I thought, you know, I'm going to stop right here. And this is just some vintage paper. I got it in a estate sale. You know, they just throw this stuff out. And there's that lovely Harlequin pattern with a bit of a flower. And there's the back. And then you just close it up. Like that. And you don't even have to clip it if you don't want to, but you could do. It's easy peasy. And it just gives it that really nice vintage look. Anyway, so, and I left the spine a wee bit on the simple side because I didn't want to go over the top with this one. I wanted to keep it just classy and simple. And again, it's a cereal box. We don't really eat cereal, but I get the, what do you call that stuff? Honey Nut Cheerios. And every once in a while, like once or twice a year, we will toast it in a pan with some butter and cinnamon and vanilla, and then use that as a topping on some just plain vanilla ice cream. Just a little simple treat, but it makes a nice little cover. Anyway, that is it. I hope you like it, and bye for now.